welcome back. My name's Liam from the Basic Barista. We're an online coffee equipment retailer here in Melbourne, Australia, and today I've got something really exciting that I want to share with you. This is the Cafede Kona coffee grinder M2 Pro. So we were lucky enough to actually be sent this unit from Cafede Kona. However, I want you to know that we haven't been paid to make this video. And the reason why we're making this video is because I just wanted to share with you my experience with this grinder. We had the opportunity, it was here, thought might as well make a video and show you what we thought about this grinder. So first off, let's get into the box. The box, it's pretty standard. It's just a simple lift up box. We've got a bag inside, which is actually separated by one line of stitching. Got a section for the handle and a section for the body of the grinder. We've got a little instruction manual book. There's not a whole lot of information in here, and you will sort of figure out, and it is actually fairly straightforward how to use this grinder. We've also got a little grinds brush included. We've got the handle with the upgraded crank/lid, and we've got the grinder itself. And that's it. It's a fairly simplistic design. Now let's talk more about the grinder. So as you can see, straight out of the box, this grinder it's pretty beautiful. It's got a really nice minimalistic design. It's got this geometric pattern, which also doubles as a grip. Everything is coated in our favorite matte black color, and it has a really nice sort of pastel texture to it. So the M2 Pro also has a really nice one-piece design for the lid and crank. So as you can see, it's all made out of the one piece of stainless steel, I'm guessing, with exception to the knob here, which obviously has to spin around, so it's made out of a different material. But it's really nice to see, and I actually prefer this to the original design of this grinder. Everything seems to be built very well. It's dense, it's actually quite a heavy grinder, and when you put the parts together, it sort of just has this nice click to it, like it's built for it. So one thing I noticed about this grinder in particular is when you're removing the grinds catch, even though it does have the nice magnetic sort of attachment system, it really does have a small grinds chamber. I'm not sure exactly how small this is, but these walls are actually quite thick. And while most grinders have a similar sized grinds catch, the walls are very thin, so you are able to fit a lot more than this grinder. I'm not sure if that's a deal breaker for you, but for me, I like to be able to grind at least 20 grams plus 30 grams, give or take. We'll test exactly how much can fit in here, but yeah, that will come later on in the video. So to deconstruct the grinder, it's fairly simple. You've got an axle in the middle, and you've got a bearing, and you've just got the screw at the end of the axle that connects the burr set, and it also closes the distance between the burrs. So if you're going to go finer, you can actually just click it towards the center and close that screw, and that pushes the burrs together, which results in a finer grind size. And the exact same happens when you want a coarser grind size. Just unscrew, and this will eventually pull the burrs back. And actually, if you continue doing this and pulling the burrs back, you will actually disassemble the grinder. Now, in saying this, when you're tightening the screw and you're going all the way fine, you will hit a point where the burrs connect, and we actually call this the 0 point. So the 0 point is perfect for understanding where your burrs meet. This is the finest setting, and then you can actually even use it as a reference point to where you want to get to. So often you'll hear people in the coffee industry saying, I did this recipe at 25 clicks on the Comandante. Same goes here. 25 clicks is starting from the 0 point and then going back 1, 2, 3 until you hit that 25 clicks course. I'll give you an example. We'll go all the way fine, and we heard a slightly different sound, and I can also feel that the handle is now gripped, so it's locked into place on the 0 setting. One thing to note, you don't ever want to grind on the 0 setting or the 1, 2 setting. This does actually affect how sharp your burrs are because they're touching. So from the 0 point, we want to count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is at 20 clicks now. Let's grind some coffee and see what that gets us. Okay, so I've got 20 grams of coffee here. We're also going to take this opportunity to test out what the grind size of this grinder is on 20 clicks, as well as to see how fast it is as well. So let's load it up, lid and crank off, put your beans in. Oop, we got one runaway. Cool, so as you can see, this is actually quite full at 20 grams. So it is a relatively small grinder, but let's just see whether it fits in the grinds catch, and then also what grind size we get out of this. Lid back on, and it doesn't fit quite flush. To be fair, these are slightly larger beans, but let's see how we go. Okay, so it was relatively quick actually for this grind setting. Let's see, so take this off. Oh, cool. All right, we've actually got plenty of room to spare. So I'd say that this is about halfway full, so probably a 40 gram capacity. So let's empty this out and we'll have a look at the grind size. So as you can see, it's actually quite a fine grind size. I would probably use this as a slightly on the finer side for pour over, but it is still quite fine. And I would estimate that around 10 to 20 clicks is probably your espresso setting on this grinder. From 20 to about 40 clicks is more of your pour over range, and then 50 onwards would be your other sort of cupping and maybe even your French press brew method. So yeah, guys, this was the grind size for this grinder. Another thing I just want to quickly point out, and I feel like this is a bit of a design flaw, the way that this is built, it actually relies on these magnets to hold it in position. But as soon as you open this, as you can see, it's actually quite messy. We've got a lot of the grounds stuck onto that middle, onto the magnets and around that area. So yeah, this isn't the best. And as someone who always likes to get all of their grounds out of their grinder and have a lower retention, it's not the best. So it's a little bit disappointing, but in the bigger scheme of things, I guess it's not that big of a deal, but yeah. So all in all, this is the Cafede Kona M2 Pro grinder. I feel like it's really good bang for your buck. It should be sitting around $150 Australian dollars, but this might vary for your country. So I feel like for a design heavy, beautiful aesthetic grinder that can do espresso and pour over grind sizes, I feel like this is your best bet. If you're looking for feature-heavy grinders, this doesn't really accommodate for that, and I don't think it's trying to do that either. It's not trying to offer the best quality. It's not trying to offer the best quality grind sizes. It really is just trying to create a good, decent cup of coffee and do it with style. And I think this grinder really does that well. So yeah, that was my take on this grinder. If you've got any questions about this grinder or similar products, I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. Check out our website. We have a blog post on similar products. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Check out our description down below. We've got a couple different links down there. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a quick thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.